Well, it's that time of the month when we talk about real estate and we break it down with DeLisle Properties. Stephen DeLisle, we're at one of your listings today. Thank you so much for having us in today.
Yeah. I'm excited to talk a little real estate today.
Yes, let's break down the numbers first. You always like to give us an idea of what's happening with the market on the local level and what it should mean to our viewers out there.
Right, so these numbers are, as always, presented to us by the Greater Greenville Association of Realtors. And if you look at the new listing slide, it'll show us that we're up 10.4% in new listings on the market this year as opposed to last year. The average price slide will show us we're up 5.5% as well, bringing that average price to just shy of $390,000. And the inventory slide is also up 44%, bringing the month supply of inventory to 4.3 months. Now, Jamarcus, 30 days ago, we were at 4 months. So we are building some inventory in Greenville.
Okay, which is good for the folks that are looking to buy some property. For those that are sitting at home thinking about buying right now, tell us about this beautiful listing in Simpsonville that we're in right now.
Yeah, so the address on this one is 213 Water Grove Drive right here in Simpsonville. A couple of features I'll touch on, but if you do want the full spreadsheet, it is a featured listing on the front page of our website, so you can go there. But first of all, it's a 4-bedroom home. In Simpsonville, that's very hard to find. 3 of the bedrooms are downstairs, including the master. And then you've got the 4th bedroom, which I like, that has a full bathroom up there as well for that teenager or the kid that's at college or that extended stay guest that overstays their welcome. They can be shoved up there and have their own space. But downstairs you have a chef's kitchen that is totally open to the living space, which is nice for entertaining. You've got the archways that give it character. Outside you have a covered back porch and a fenced in backyard. You also have a she shed outside too. It doesn't have AC, but it does have power. And you've got a fireplace. But my favorite feature is that you don't have a neighbor to the right. So if you're looking for the 4-bedroom in Simpsonville with award-winning schools and a private lot, this is one you're going to want to look at.
Get that privacy too. So I love this listing. So I think people would definitely want to go check that one out at DeLisleProperties.com. Let's talk about, there's a lot going on with the economy, a lot of chatter about it.
A little bit.
So how does that relate to real estate? What are some of the things that you're seeing?
Yep. So it's important to know, if you don't already know, that the tariffs between China and the United States have been paused for 90 days. We're a few days into that, but there is a domino effect that does take place in addition to in the summer. So we're already going to have a busy summer season, but because of this, the economists are also citing that we're not going to have to worry about going into a recession, at least for the short foreseeable future. And also the buyer sentiment and the investor sentiment is much more positive. So when more buyers are buying, statistically speaking, the rates steady. They're not as volatile, so that's good. Another thing to note is that the inflation numbers are trickling down a little bit. So these are the 2 key factors that the Fed look at when deciding what to do with the interest rates moving forward. You also have Greenville that's very heavily insulated with the economy we have, like BMW, Michelin, GE. You also have the ancillary businesses that support those. So you have a strong economy. You also have the average price that's $100,000 less than Charlotte and Atlanta. So it's going to make for a very busy summer.
I mean, I think those are good things to take into context when you're thinking about tariffs. You're hearing a lot about it, trying to figure out how it relates to the real estate market. What would you say to folks if they had to give them some advice right now on buying and selling? What would you give them?
Well, I'd first be aware of what the economy is doing, but you also need to hire an agent that is going to know not just how to open a door or put a sign in the yard. You have to have someone that understands the macro and micro of what's going on in the world, and then how it translates to what your goal is specifically as a client. Not every seller has the same time frame or certain financial situation that they need to meet to then make that next move. So hire an agent that understands the full picture first, instead of just saying, yeah, I'd love to put a sign in the yard. Well, I don't want to put you in a sticky situation later on, right? So capitalize on that next 90 days, knowing that the tariffs are going to ease the waters a little bit, and we'd love to be a part of that story.
Well, we love it every time we get a chance to talk to you about real estate. If you want to find out more about this listing or get in touch with Stephen, you can always go to DeLisleProperties.com. You can also call the number that is on your screen. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you.